Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, testing 1 2. All right, this Jerry D from Tennessee. Let's look over here. Let's all right. So this is Jerry D from Tennessee here at the Hawaiian Cafe in Honolulu, Hawaii. Right off the beach on the patio. All right, so I had somebody send me a comment, and I want to mention I appreciate all 439 subscribers. It's been tough just to get 439 subscribers. I'm not a big channel, and I'm doing this on my own just for free. But anyway, appreciate you guys that support me, subscribe, and watch my videos. Again, this is I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock advisor. I just like to talk about stocks. Information Security sent me a shout out to him. Sent me a message. Or cybersecurity. Sorry about that. Asked me to talk about FDBL. I've never looked at this stock, but I thought I'd look into it for him and share some thoughts. We'll see what we could come up with here. Do want to mention again, TXTM is up again, 49.28%. I got out of it at 125%, and then the next day it did 70% more, and then today, Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, it's done another 49% climb. It's on a steady climb up. Let's go to full screen so you can see it a little better here. What kind? Let's do lines. Let's do candles. It is, I mean, it is on a good climb up, and you don't want it to go straight up like this first shot here, and that's why I got out of it, to be honest, because my first thought, as fast as it went up, I've seen stocks go straight down. This straight line, you'd have another, just after you hit the peak, it would come straight down and crash. And that, I was, you know, I didn't know if it was going to hold its price or not, but by the end of the day, it held its price. It held a good price. The next day, it came up again. And this is just off of news from a reverse merger, I guess is what you call it. Another company purchased them. And it's a cannabis company that purchased them. So, it's off of news. It's shot up. It's holding the price. It's come up again. And then it's kind of slowly going up. And that's what you really want to see. If you want to see it hold its price, it's more likely to hold a price with a slow walk up like this. Okay? So, it's in penny land now. Well, yeah, 103. What did it close at? Let's get back out of this. Let's go back. Yeah, penny in 03, 0.03 of a cent. So it's over a penny now. If it holds a penny, my money's cleared on where I may get back in if the momentum's going back up. Let's do this real quick too. Indicators. Let's look at moving average. So, weighted moving average is still on the climb up, on a steady climb up. But it looks like it's almost hit the price right here. That might, a lot of times they'll come down if they touch. You'll see them come down, but it looks like it's holding a good price. So you won't know until people continue to trade in this. Let's look at the RSI. Let's look at the MACD. So it looks like it's going to be up and down. It might just kind of hang out in penny land right here and trade sideways, because I mean it's been it's up over 200%. So we shall see as time goes on. I'm tempted to jump back in, but with my luck, you know, I would have been better off holding back here on Monday instead of getting out of it off this first spike. Holding for another couple of days and seeing what the price did. Since I was in the green, so 125%. I could have always got out the next day as it come down, and it did come down, but it come back up and it kind of rode sideways, and then, you know, it hit a little spike at the end, and then, I mean, it's just a steady stair-step climb up. So it's pretty impressive. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'm keeping my eye on it. Again, I did get out of it because, again, I thought it was going to drop as quick as it went up. But it's holding a good price. And wow, congratulations. If anybody's been in this and was in here back before all this started, if you've held the past 3 days and you're way up here, congratulations. But I'd keep an eye on it. If it starts coming down, I would probably I'd take my profits and kind of sit back and wait and see how far it dips and wait for it to head back up before I buy back in it. You know, it's like it went up here. I could have bought back in right here the next day. But see, you get into, if you've got less than so much money in your account as a savings or whatever, your brokerage account, I can't remember, it's $25,000, $30,000. There's some limitations, and you also have to watch if you don't have anything just kind of sitting there that's not invested in anything, and you go and you sell your stock, you need, before you turn that money back into another stock, invest it in another stock, you might want to let it settle, let the transaction settle for 2 or 3 days, because if you immediately buy into another stock, and I talked about this in a previous video, there's a gentleman's agreement. They'll let you immediately trade, but you really don't have the money yet. It's still transferring between brokerages. So what you have to do, if you turn around, and this is my experience from E-Trade. If I sell a stock, I turn around and roll that money into another stock that I've been watching immediately. The same day, there'll be a message pops up when I buy into this stock before you actually hit the buy button or complete the transaction. It'll tell you, if you go ahead and complete this transaction, you need to hold this till your money clears from your previous sale, because you are using funds from a previous sale, and you will be in violation of a gentleman's agreement, and we will lock your account for 90 days. That's exactly what it'll tell you. So you got to be careful. Okay, you got to watch how you do this stuff. Pay attention to the rules, and don't get in trouble. And you know, when you tweet stuff, I talked about Alex DeBarge, and I was following him for a good while, and he still tweets. He slowed down, but he got in trouble with SEC for talking about stocks, and I thought he was pretty. I don't know. You know, he's just trading stocks. That's my opinion. Watching his tweets and stuff, and he's very passionate about the companies he's tweeting about, and his stocks, when he talk about them, they would go up. But SEC's got him on charges, claiming he's a pump and dump scam artist and all this stuff, and I hope they're wrong. I hope he don't, you know, I hope he don't get in real bad trouble for all this stuff. You got to be careful what you do. They watch Twitter. The SEC watches Twitter. Don't go and say this is going to be 500% in 6 months, or this is going to be, you know, this is going to be 1,000% in a year. You don't know. You really don't know till people trade, and the SEC does not like that. And if you bought something in the fractions of a penny, and you have like millions and millions of shares, and the price shoots up, and you sell and you make a profit, the SEC may come knocking on your door and say, you know, you had a bunch of this stock, and you were pumping it on Twitter, and we kind of noticed that. We need to bring you down to town and talk to you. I mean, you know, to me, that's what the Wall Street Journal has been doing for years. Okay, Wall Street Journal, Motley Fool, all of these, Market Watch, all these outlets, Global Newswire. Wall Street Journal, all of these people have been doing this for years, these media companies, and they don't get in trouble, and I don't get it, because they'll go out and they'll make an article about you know, for example, Apple or IBM or Microsoft or some company. They'll come out with an article about you know, they think they're going to do well or whatever, and the stock, right after the article comes out, it gets everybody's attention because they got like millions of subscribers for these publications and these different types of media. I mean, millions of people have subscribed to this at trade. Stock will shoot up the next day. You'll have a spike, you know, or they'll come out with an article talking, oh, this company's garbage. This company's not going to do anything. Motley Fool's been doing a lot of that about some of the crypto coins, especially like Shiba Inu and stuff. And you know, and they'll come out with a bad article, and then the next week or the next day, the next month, you'll see the stock or crypto start declining. Whatever the article is about, it'll start declining because millions of people are subscribed to these services and medias, and they don't ever get in trouble for this stuff. But, you know, honestly, they're not doing anything different than people on Twitter have been doing. Tweeting stuff about there's a rumor this is going on, or I mean, I don't understand how they can get away with it, and they can actually control the stocks. If you go out and look, like if you subscribe to the emails from Motley Fool, they'll like every day or so you'll see something where they're down in Shiba or Doge or some crypto, or I just think that's wrong. I just think it's wrong that the SEC does not look at these companies, because they're doing the same thing. They have a following. They have no telling how many subscribers, and they can make a stock move just off of an article they release. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm sorry I'm rambling on, but I just wanted to mention that. So and hopefully, you know, Alex, I hope that he doesn't get in real bad trouble over that. I've seen on people make posts about, you know, his finances was locked and stuff, all his assets and stuff, and you know, you get your bank account and everything locked up, you can't buy your groceries, can't pay your light bill, you can't pay your rent or mortgage or whatever, and it's just sad. I hate to see anybody getting it. I didn't see personally, and this is my opinion, I'm not trying to get in trouble or anything, but this is just my opinion. I didn't see anything that I thought was out of the ordinary for him. Just that he was passionate, and I mean he was quite active on Twitter about certain stocks. So, but that being said, let's move on. I'm just the moral of the story anyway is that how I should end it is just be careful. You get out on social media, be careful what you say, be careful about, I've retweeted some tweets where people say, oh, this is going to be 400%, and because I've been excited about the stock and I want it to do well, but the SEC does not like that. And that's my point. And that can get you in trouble if you don't do it. So I just want to mention that, and just be careful. And let's move on. Let's talk about this friendable. What do they call this? FANPASS Live. So this is a streaming service, and I was looking at the stock performance, and it's been on a steady decline. How far out? Oh my word! Maybe since its initial offering, maybe it just jumped. It had been. It's showing if sometimes I think Yahoo lies to me. Let's go to the line so it's easier to see where it's at. See, that doesn't say quite, oh, because it backed off. Let's go back to 5 years. I want to see. Well, see, it said $9 before when I was on the other view. Now it says 12. So it's okay. So it spiked up at one time. It's been on a steady decline. And you don't know, this might have been a shell, and somebody's bought it. Another company's bought it and decided to pick it up and use the ticker for their company's use. I don't know the history of this company. I'm going to put it that way. So if you look at the month, this has been on a steady decline. But now, you also have to look at the whole market's down, crypto's down, they've been down. I mean, this has just been a bad year anyway. So, this is a streaming service. Let's look at OTC markets. They are, I did look at that before I started the video. They are OTC Pink. That's a good sign. That is very positive sign. Okay, so they're keeping their financials. They're reporting their financials regularly to the SEC. So they're keeping everything updated and everything. So they're being proactive in doing that, and that's a very positive thing. The company profile. Let's read the company profile here. About Friendable Incorporated. Friendable Incorporated is a mobile technology and marketing company focused on developing and identifying products, services, and brand opportunities with mass market potential and scalability. Friendable published its first mobile application in the Apple App Store and Google Play Stores in 2014. Okay, so they may have only got in the stock market in 2017. So they've been around since 2014. So they've been around for at least 15 years. No, probably more like 17 years. In the social networking and dating category. Oh, wow. Okay. So social networking and dating. Dating is a hot item. There's a lot of people getting into these dating apps. The Friendable app achieved over 1.5 million downloads in top 10 worldwide rankings and has led to celebrity-related marketing opportunities and various relationships with well-known musical artists as well as up-and-coming independent artists. Friendable has since removed the social dating app from the app stores, so they got out of the dating and has pivoted its business focus to FANPASS, the live stream artist platform, launched July 24th, 2020. So this is fairly new. Well, going on 2 years, I guess. This July, this next month, it'll be 2 years. So the FANPASS live stream platform has proven to be invaluable for artists and fans alike as performances shifted from the stage to the screen. Friendable was founded by brothers Robert A. Rostitano and Dean Rostitano. I hope I didn't booger up their name too bad. No disrespect intended. I've never heard the name pronounced Rostitano. I don't know. I may have to go see if I can find somebody pronouncing their name. Who have more than 27 years of experience working together on technology-related ventures. For more information, visit www.friendable.com or fanpasslive.com. Okay, I think I've got Friendable up. Let's go to FanPass. Create, earn, and support. So, if you play music, if you're an entertainer, then this is almost like I'll tell you something that's doing really well, and this is not to take away from that, but I don't think they're on the stock market. So this is a similar thing. So there is competition, okay? I know the guy that wrote the software for this and put this up. I worked with him at the university. He was from Florida. He come in and he contracted as a database / web developer, and he was in Knoxville for a while. I don't know if he's still in Knoxville. He's left the past few years. He left a few years ago from the university. I guess right after the pandemic, or right when the pandemic was started. But this is done really well, and this looks like this is the same type of thing. So it's kind of like if you've ever been on TikTok, okay, people do live. There's musicians. There's a blues guy that I love on TikTok that I'll get on my phone and I'll watch this guy. He'll do nightly shows, and you can give him tips and whatever. That's what this is. You can do live shows. So this is a way for bands. They don't even have to set up. You don't have to get out in a crowd around a lot of people and take a chance of catching, the coronavirus or the monkeypox or whatever's going around. You're not around people. You can watch live entertainment from your home, or you can be, I don't know, sitting out on your patio at the house and watch stuff. Have a party, put it up on a big screen out on your patio if you have a cookout or something, and watch some entertainment or something like that. So this stuff is getting more and more popular, but I will say there is competition. And I know this guy that wrote this, Frank Podlaha, wrote, it's his site. So I've been in this. I've watched people play, perform, and it's a neat platform. You can go in, you can give them tips, and then I imagine this is the same thing: create, earn, support, and enjoy. So I can sign up as a fan. I can be an artist if I play guitar, if I sing, if you have a band. This is a great start. If you've got a hometown band and you want to get together, you want to play, and with the coronavirus the past few years, places being shut down and stuff, it's probably been hard for small time bands to get gigs. This is the way to get you a gig. I mean, you start getting you a following, kind of like on YouTube or something. You get like thousands of people watching you and stuff. You can really make some money on this. So, and I imagine for FanPass is probably going to take a cut if you give them the artist a tip. I think all of the platforms do that way. They'll get so much of the whatever you tip or send the performer, and that's how they support the site. But so my guess is they got on the stock market to generate some operating capital to support the web servers and stuff. Purchase, they got to buy. Eyes itching. They got to buy the URL for the websites. They've got 2 websites. So there's that, and I thought I had the other one here. No. All right, I guess I'm having a no. This is it. This is it. This is the Friendable. So the main corporation is Friendable, and again they've been doing SEC filings. You have press releases. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back. Wait a minute. Investors. Okay, so you know I did an example of the E-Trade API developer kit that you can download where you can access E-Trade. That's what these APIs are for from the brokerages, is so you can create a website and they paid somebody to keep track of the stock price on their website. This thing behind the scenes is hitting a brokerage. They may be hitting E-Trade. They could be hitting Charles Schwab. Any of the major brokerages, you will be able to get a API to access this. Stocks to Trade hits a brokerage behind the scenes that do, and anybody stealing the stocks probably knows Stocks to Trade, sees their advertisements. But and I have used their service before. It's actually a very good service. I will recommend. Will they make you rich? It's hard. It's hard to make money in the stock market. You got to be patient. You got to have patience. I've lost money. I've made money. I've not become rich in the stock market. I actually, most of my, I'm going to retire with a good big chunk of money, but it is from investing in growth stock mutual funds, you know, through Fidelity and American Century and Primerica, different avenues that way. So again, I've made money trading, but I've not done nothing near what Tim Sykes. Tim Sykes will steer you right too. I've sat there and watched a lot of his, but you know, it just takes one good trade for you to become a millionaire, and that's what happened to Tim. He hit the right stock at the right time, and bam, instant millionaire. And you know, some days he'll make $5,000. Some days he might make $200. You can watch his trades. But anyway, this video is not about that. I'm getting sorry, I'm digressing. But again, his service is good too. Now, will they make you rich? I don't know. I mean, you don't know till you try. I'm not going to tell you they will make you rich. It's not easy. It's really not easy. You got to watch and listen to what they tell you for these services. If you're going to pay for a service, take the lessons, listen to what they tell you, and be cautious with your trading. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, and this is not a paid advertisement for any of those services. That stuff crossed my mind. I've been in those services. I have used them. So, anyway, let's get back to FANPASS. So, I think this is a good service. This is a popular type of thing now, and with everybody being shut in, this is not a bad deal. I mean, let's look at it this way. People's been shut in for 2 years. For a pandemic, and you couldn't go to movie theaters, you couldn't go to concerts. This is a way to watch a concert online, and you don't have to be around people, take a chance of catching corona or monkeypox or what have you. You don't have to have contact with anybody. You do an online transaction or whatever, or however they do it. If there's a fee to watch the concert, or if they're taking tips, I don't have a subscription to this, so I don't know how they work and everything. But merchandise, so streaming gear, so they sell you the gear to get started too. So they're the one-stop shop. They'll help you. Let's look at the merchandise. My guess, my guess is you get an account on this and you have a band, they'll probably set you up with your own custom band T-shirts that you could sell to your fans online. It looks like they have a pretty good list of fans. So they have a Twitter account, and they've been tweeting quite regularly. That's an advertisement for Wall Street Journal. See, that's another one. Come out with a, yeah, I did mention them earlier, but yeah, they never get in trouble for pumping stocks. but in reality is they're doing the same thing people on Twitter's doing with the articles. So anyway, that's my opinion. Not trying to get sued. That's just my opinion, my thoughts on it. I feel like it's the same thing, but you know, the SEC's going to do what they're going to do. Anyway, well, okay, before I stop with the SEC, let's say this. The SEC is trying to keep people from getting hurt. They're trying to keep you from getting into rug pulls like the Squid Game crypto that got pulled. People, because of the Netflix show was real popular, the crypto did really well, and then all of a sudden the people disappeared. You had no idea who they were. They took the money and run. So SEC does their job. They're there for a reason, okay? So I will say that. You know, I sound like I'm negative toward them, but SEC, they are there for a reason. You know, it is what it is. Anything you do, there's gonna be bad people do bad stuff. There's bad people in the stock market that come up with these shell stocks and pump them, and they leave with the investors' money, and then the shells go away, the stock will disappear because nobody's reporting to them. Crypto's the same way. You can lose money. You got to be careful, be cautious. So anyway, that being said, they're doing regular tweets. I think they're just getting started. I think the future's anything digital. The thing is, now FanPass gets into, and I hope they're listening. I hope they're listening. This is where we're going with the internet, okay? Oh, let's look over here, and there's all kinds of tweets. I did a check to just see. If people were tweeting and stuff, and a lot of people are tweeting. Friendable Inc. Actually, most of those are from them. So they're doing regular tweets. All right, so let me go into what I was starting to say. So I've been in the metaverse. I've done a couple of videos. If you've been watching my channel quite regularly, I did a couple of videos where I went into the virtual worlds, and you've got 3D stuff is picking up. It's really just getting started. So if you look at where technology is going, okay? If you look at where it's going, and I'm an IT person, okay? I've seen a lot of changes since the 80s. Now I'm dating myself. I'm about ready for retirement. So I've been my whole career I've been an IT person. So I've been from when we used to telnet before there were even images on the internet. It was all text. You telnet into a site, you do a search, you type in your search, and the stuff comes up. You didn't even have images. I was in the internet before even the images started, before the first browser. You were telnetting and FTP, going to FTP sites. You had, instead of your like getting on Twitter and social media, you had multi-user dimensions or domains that you go and telnet into, and you play like online games, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it was all text-based stuff. It was all in a green screen text. You would go north, south, east, west, go end up in a room. You perform some stuff. So I've seen things progress. I was in the internet before cell phones got popular. Well, everybody had a landline when I was young. When I went to college, you had landline phones. You didn't have cell phones. Only people, upper class people had the cell phones when they first come out, and the poor people were still using landlines. And if you weren't at the house and somebody called you, you just check your messages on your answer machine. You had a separate machine from your phone that recorded on tape, and you just listened to your messages, and you called the people back, and they might not hear from you for hours, where with cell phones, instantaneous communication, and we're getting into voice over IP. If you use Google Voice, you can call people off your PC. You could be at Taco Bell or McDonald's or a fancy restaurant with your iPad or your iPhone, and you can, if you don't want to just use your phone number, you could, or your Android device, you could just bring up the Android app and you can call, and you can call with a different number. If you're calling like Craigslist or something to buy something, you can use that Google Voice number and call them, and you can change that number after the transaction's said and done. That way you don't get any crank calls or anything, any bad calls or sales calls back on that number. But anyway, that being said, I'm digressing again. Well, the kind of, sort of, and kind of not. I'm talking about technology. So, all right. So FANPASS, they got competition. I just showed you one of the sites that is competition for the sites, but they're not on the stock market. Streetjelly's not on the stock market. So this kind of stuff is where things are going. So when the metaverse gets going hot and heavy, metaverse has not really started yet. There's a few sites out there. Watch some of my previous videos where I went in and I crashed one site. I went into one site and I was just exploring, and it crashed on me. But Decentraland was one I was in, and there was a SHIB. There's a SHIB service in the metaverse that you can have like online conferences. They'll sell you times. You don't have to rent a motel conference hall to have a conference. You just have an online conference. You can have your speakers do an online thing. Go watch some of my videos, on a couple of my videos I did a while back, about a month or so ago, about that, where I got into that. And that's where this is going. So here's my thoughts. I think, so if you look at the price, this is cheap. I mean, 0.0002, that's a cheap stock to get into. All right, so they're pink. Okay, so they're pink current with the SEC. They're keeping their keeping their stuff up to date. They're playing by the rules. Let's put it that way. All right, so that right there alone, it says a lot. Okay, that sells it a lot. They are keeping things up to date. They have a Twitter site. They have 2 websites. If I was interested about, and I may do this. I may create. I won't do it in this video, but I think I may create a account and allow cookies. And watch some of the concerts and see what I think about them. But this is where things are going. If they tie this app into the metaverse, okay, and they make the stream, the entertainment stream ends up being like a 3D type thing, I advise you to go look at Decentraland and my other SHIB video and look and see what the 3D stuff looks like where I'm exploring things. But if they get into the metaverse, the next level of the internet, this thing can be big. And if they get the right names, the right entertainers tied in with them, I think they are going to do well. Let's look at this article here. The boom in the live streaming of music and theatrical productions, with the pandemic acting as an innovation catalyst, was the focus of the Royal Television Society webinar, Full Stream Ahead: How the Creative Industries Embraced Live Streaming. Alright, so the host, Nadine Desera, a journalist and presenter, opened up by asserting, "We have gone from artists playing in their homes to performing high-quality ticketed live streams in a relatively short period of time. But we are behind the curve when comparing this industry to gaming. Streaming has been a business model way of sidestepping the recent Visa fiasco for touring artists." So the question is, has streaming come to the rescue of the creative industries? My personal answer, my thoughts, yes. I mean, right there says it in a nutshell. This is where technology is going. So this company it's been around what did we determine? Probably 7 years. When did they? 2014. So 2014. This is 2022. So 8 years. They've been around 8 years. I said 17 years or something like that a while ago, didn't I? Not bad. I must be having a senior moment. But okay. So this is a young company. This is a young company. It's a very, very, very low price stock to get into. I think if I was looking for something cheap to get into, this is not a bad option, because like I said, this is where everything's going. If you look at the metaverse, where the internet's going, streaming services, my buddy that does Streetjelly, he's done well. He's doing real well. His site is doing real well. So I mean, it's a TikTok for entertainers. I don't know if that's a fair comparison, because you see all kinds of crazy stuff on TikTok, but I think it'll give them. I think they would do well if they just stick straight to. They may let anybody do anything, I guess, but entertainment stuff. If they can keep it just entertainment, kind of like, street bands wanting to do stream their if you've got a band, you could practice in your garage, and you can do a live concert from your garage with just a very minimal investment in some streaming equipment. Just a webcam, a good PC, your internet connection, some microphones, probably, and you don't have to buy high dollar microphones. You could get some maybe a couple of decent blue microphones, and just set them out, and you wouldn't have to everybody wouldn't have to have a hand mic. You could just be out there singing. The blue microphones are so hot, you could probably stream a concert with them. But yeah, I think this is a plus. This is, I can see a lot of young upcoming bands. Let's put it that way. A lot of upcoming bands, college students that's taking music, taking theatrics. I could see people streaming stuff like, and I'm curious if you do live streaming all the time, or if you can do a combination of live streaming and upload videos. Because my thoughts are, if you're a hometown band and you're going to go play for July 4th celebration, at the bandstand in your town or something. We have a bandstand in our town in the duck park. So if you're going to do something like that, you could have somebody sit back and put a camera and record the your show, and then later upload it and stream it out and get paid for your views, get tips. I think this is where everything's going. This if they do their thing, do everything right. If this company does everything right, they keep everything, their financials up to date, keep Pink current, they continue to use their Twitter account to tweet stuff. Just keep interacting with the public, get the word out. Word of mouth will make this grow. I really think word of mouth will make this grow. I think they can do well. So just, spur of the moment. So I just saw the message today. Again, I've not looked into this that closely, but I'm all into streaming. I don't even have cable TV. I stream Netflix, I stream Amazon, I stream Hulu. I've been on Crackle because that was on the TV. They come with my smart TV, or you could download it. And there's a few other things that I'm into, but I get tired of one, I jump over the other one. I've streamed CBS, some shows on CBS that I've done, WB. Some of that stuff ends up on Netflix. I do Netflix quite often. But every now and then I run out of things to watch on Netflix, so then I jump over to Amazon or Hulu or something to watch some other stuff. But sure, I think this is a very, very, very promising company. And that's just my opinion. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a Jerry D in Tennessee talking about some stocks. So let's look at the price. It's down. It's been trending down. Let's go. Yeah, I was about to go over the TXTM. Let's go back to the big chart. So it's been on a downward path, but they're just getting started. In my book, they're just getting started. Netflix is just starting to they've not been streaming very long. They started out, not Netflix. Redbox, excuse me, Redbox. Redbox is another one that I've done some streaming on. I bought some online streaming movies on it, but Redbox is the one that's not been streaming for. They've not been streaming as long as like Redbox and some of these others. Or, gosh, I'm tongue-tied. Redbox has not been streaming as long as Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or some of these others. They're kind of new in the game too. But this company's just getting started. If they can keep the momentum up on their tweets and stuff, and just get people to start sharing their information. And I guess I'm going, let's see. All you have to do right here to help this stock. FDBL. This is where alright, so, and I'll tweet my video after I get done with the video, but yeah, that's all it takes. So if you watch this video, you're interested in this, and you want to invest in this, and you want the stock to do well, I would go out, if it was me, and I may end up in this stock because I hadn't heard of it till I was asked to make a video about it. But and that's how this stuff grows, is word of mouth. People telling each other about it, and then they tell 2 or 3 friends, and all of them's tweeting and also trying to tell other people about it, spread the news. Just spread the word about this, and I think this can do well. Streaming's where it's at. Internet is where everything's going to be. It'll be 3D. Like I said, if they get into the metaverse, if they have like concerts, like if they have a metaverse site, then their own virtual world where they can have the concerts. Their artists can have their own concerts in a virtual world where people's watching with 3D glasses and stuff, goggles. And I don't have an Oculus or anything. I don't have any 3D equipment. So I think my experience with some of my videos could have been better if I had the 3D stuff. But that being said, streaming online stuff's where things are going. Everything's going to be streaming. I personally think that Redbox and Netflix will eventually quit sending out or shipping DVDs, renting DVDs. I think that's going to come to an end. I think everything will be streaming before it's all said and done. Everything, you won't even have the media. Most stuff's going to be in the cloud. A lot of people save their photographs and stuff in the cloud now. So everything's all moving to the internet, moving to the metaverse. And I think this is probably where this may end up. If they tie their app into the metaverse and they create their own virtual world to where you can have each artist can have its own virtual room to have virtual concerts, and people hook up with Oculuses or whatever through the 3D goggles equipment and watch the concerts that way. Man, this is going to really take off. I really think in a few years the metaverse is going to be the big thing. It's going to be the new internet. This is where it's going. Like I said, and this is coming from an IT person that's seen a lot of changes over the past 20, 30 years. I've seen a lot of changes over the past 20, 30 years. It's amazing how things have advanced. So I think it's a positive. It's a cheap stock to get into. The more I look at it, I think the more I like it. Like I said, and part of it's because of my experiences with Streetjelly. I have an account with Streetjelly, and I've been in, but I don't know if there's any what could I say, rules about. Let's say I'm not going to go in and look at if somebody's entertaining on Streetjelly. I'm not going to log in and put it in my video because there may be copyright stuff with the Streetjelly site. So I may be a conflict of interest type thing, so I'm not going to go show the Streetjelly stuff. But I would invite you. I would suggest going into this fan. Yeah, I would suggest giving it a try. FANPASS. So they set you up. They'll sell you the gear. No, artist. Pro services, marketing materials, merch design. So yeah, so if you're an artist, they'll make your t-shirts, your hoodies and stuff with your band logo and stuff on that, art design. And they say, I thought I saw where they streaming gear. So they'll set you up. they'll set you up with the gear. They'll sell you the microphones, the mixers. Yeah, soundboards. Well, I don't know how well they'll do on selling the guitars, because a lot of your artists, they're going to be buying Fender and Gibson and stuff like that. They might start out with cheap instruments, but a lot of your serious ones are going to be in probably upper level Fender instead of a Squier. That's a low end Fender. Probably help you get started if you want to play guitar and stuff. But most people would go to a music shop. That's my opinion. They may sell some of this through the site. So, but I think the best thing that they're doing though is they're selling the microphones, the mixers. That's an interesting wall mounting guitar amp key hanger. Oh, that's just for hanging your keys. Okay, well, they probably they just want to have some content out here to sell, I guess. But they'll sell you the microphones and stuff. They'll help you get started. Anyway, and I'm not trying to down them or anything either, or make little or anything what they're selling. So, they're trying to support their servers, or web servers. Somebody had to write the software for that. Somebody had to design the website. They had to set up the streaming service stuff. All the network, computer equipment, all that stuff had to be set up by some IT people and get all this started. So it takes a lot of money to start up something like this. And it looks like they're on the road to. I think this could be successful. But you don't know till people start investing in the stock what it's going to do. I think it can do well. I think it's got this has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential. This goes right in line with where technology is going, with the metaverse and everything. So, yeah, I think this is a good. I think this is a good stock to look at. I think I'm going to dig a little more into it. Probably will eventually, and again, I don't know that I would get it. I don't think I'm going to log in and show a concert. Again, there may be copyright rules and stuff that the site has and stuff on whether or not you can show this stuff. So the only people that they may have some kind of agreement when you create the account, they may have some kind of agreement that where you promise not to restream the site on like YouTube and stuff like that. I'm sure they've got some kind of legal something in there, because they don't want to take away from their business and their entertainers' income. I would be like, if I was streaming somebody's concert, I would be giving somebody free access to watch their entertainment that they're trying to provide through this. And I think that would be some kind of conflict of interest that would probably somebody'd say something about that. But anyway, that being said, I think I may create an account in here and watch a few of them, but I don't think I'm gonna create a video with any of the shows. I would suggest, if you're interested, Market Watch wants to show. No, I get your emails. No, don't be sending stuff to my desktop. So, Friendable included incorporated using music technology to disrupt record label industry. And they really can, because if they're allowing them to upload concerts and stuff, people will just stream it on their iPad. They buy a subscription to this or create an account. I mean, I don't know if you have to pay for a subscription. You may not have to. It might be like YouTube. It may be free, and they may put ads. You may see an ad pop up every now and then for something, and they may be just generating income off the ads too. And that might be how they're going to pay for this. Is they're going to be, well, you see the Hertz ad here over my head. Say Hertz or Ford or somebody like that posting Chevrolet, Toyota. Some of these big companies might pay good money for advertising on some of these concerts from these upstart entertainers. So, yeah, I think this can do well. I really do think. Will it? I don't know. Time will tell. The stock has been on the decline, though. But that's the long. Let's see. That's like 1 month, 3 months. Yeah, it gained a zero. It's gained a zero in the past 3 months. But everything's down. Everything's down. So I really think this has a lot of potential. I think they can do well, but time will tell on what the stock will do. I think the business is a good business model. I think they're right in line with where technologies are going. So, and it's a very, very, very cheap stock right now to get into. It's on sale right now. So if this thing in 10 years jumps, if it jumps, I mean, if it goes in the dollar land, you're at fractions of a penny right now. You could put $500 to $1,000 in the set on it in 10 years, and if it goes up to $10 a share, you've made some money. I'm just saying, for just some putting a little bit of savings back that you didn't like. Oh, I'll cut back on my cappuccino, or I'll cut back on. I'll quit smoking for a while. Or quit buying I'll quit buying a soft drink for $2 at the store for a while, and yeah, I mean, this is the time to buy into something like this too. This is what investing's all about. So you get in while it's low, and if it gets up into pennies and dollars, like I was talking about the TXTM, if it takes off like this, and it can. All it takes is the right timing with Global Newswire or Market Watch to come out with a story. They could say, oh, this quarter they've had the highest earnings since they even started this past quarter. Something like that they're really doing well. People, that'll catch people's attention. They'll go out, they'll check the ticker, and they're like, oh, I'm going to buy into that stock. And the price is going to start climbing like this. That's what happened to this. A news release come out about a reverse merger or acquisition, and bam, look at it. Look what it's doing this week. This stock's crazy. This fan base, or not trying to get in trouble. FANPASS could do the same thing. You might have to sit on it a year, might have to sit on it 2 years. But if they do everything right, if they focus on doing their business and do everything right, then this stock could do well. I really do feel. Am I saying it's going to be $10 next week? No, I'm not. We won't know. You won't know. But I'm just saying it could. It has potential. And again, if they get involved with the metaverse, this whole new internet idea, this getting started, that's been talked about for the past few years, If they get into that with 3D concerts and stuff, maybe 360-degree cameras, and I've done some 360-degree videos on my other channel. 360-degree cameras where the whole band surrounds the camera and people can, spin around and look at each of the members of the band playing and stuff. And who knows where this is going to go. Who knows what kind of ideas people are going to have. Cameras are getting better. 3D cameras, or the prices have come down on them. There's a lot of good possibilities for this kind of service. I think if they play their cards right, I think this is good. Could be a very good investment for people. So anyway, I've been rambling. How long have I been talking about this? I'm sorry, but I get over an hour. Wow. Yeah, I get rambling on, but they're like the one-stop. They got Waylon Jennings right here, and I'm curious. I'm tempted to just create an account and see if Waylon Jennings. That would be. YouTube would ding me if Waylon Jennings had a concert streamed on here, had uploaded something, and I created a video and showed part of the concert. Oh yeah, YouTube would ding me for that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm not going to even get into Streetjelly, because you get into copyright stuff and you don't do that stuff without some kind of permission or something, written permission. You can get in some very, very bad trouble for that kind of stuff. But this is a one-stop shop. They're selling the gear to stream, for one thing. They'll set you up for, you can sell shirts and hoodies and probably hats and whatever, maybe keychains, whatever, water bottles, tank tops. So they set you up with the merch. This is a one-stop shop. So they're doing it right. This is a good business model, in my opinion. So that being said, I hope I haven't bored you. I do think this is an interesting stock to look at. I think it has a lot of potential to go somewhere. I think in the next 10, if they can keep things going the next 10 years or so, they could really be a household name. They will be one of the household names, I think, if they do everything right. So, but that's my opinion. Again, this is not stock advice. I'm not telling you to buy this stock. I do encourage you. I'm going to put these links out in the description so you can look at them and make your own decisions, your own informed decisions on whether or not you want to invest into these stocks. And I think it's got a lot of potential. I really think that it's cheap right now. I think the price will come up over time. They're on the stock market. I think they can do well as they become well known, as more and more people find out about this and they gain their fan base and their entertainment base. They add to it, and those people are telling their friends and going on. I think they can do well. I think this will do well. I don't think Streetjelly sells. I don't think they sell the equipment for the streaming. I think the entertainers have to. I don't think Frank even thought of that, selling the streaming gear. I don't remember seeing anything on there. All you can do is sign in. You can create an account, be an entertainer, or you can be a fan, which that's how I'm signed up. That's what my account is. I have a fan account, but they don't sell any of this, the merch and stuff. Streetjelly doesn't even do this. This is a step above that, and I'm not down on Streetjelly. That's a good service. I've been on it. So, but I'm not going to show any streaming, any of the entertainment or anything. Again, because of copyright laws and stuff, and possibility of getting in trouble overdoing it. So I'm not going to do that stuff. But yeah, I think this is this is a pretty good deal. I think this has a future. So I'm going to tweak this video after I make it. I'll put it on my Reddit channel, Traders World, and or forum, I guess I should call it, and then I'll put it on my stock channel, and then I'm going to tweet it, and that'll help get out the word about this. But man, I think they've got it together. They've thought this out. This is well thought out. They're going to be around for a while, in my opinion. This company's going to be around for a while, and in time the stock will go up. I think this would be a good long-term hold for somebody. And by saying it's going to make you rich, no, I'm not going to say that, because you don't know until people start trading on the stock. But I think it will go up over time. How fast depends on how much momentum, how many people are interested in the stock. And the only way to do that is everybody that's interested in it starts tweeting about it, talking about it on social media and stuff. Oh, have you heard about this FANPASS? You need to check this out. Stuff like that. Word of mouth. That's it. Maybe doing videos and talking about it on YouTube videos and stuff like that. So, all right. So anyway, I'm gonna let you folks go. I've been talking long enough. I get long-winded, and I apologize. Again, this is a spur of the moment thing, and I do feel like this is a good. I like what I see looking at this stock. I really do. So anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week so far. Good start of the week. Again, if you were in TXTM and you held, and I'm kind of upset with myself for getting out, but again, I thought it could drop too, and it's holding its price. So TXTM will also, I think, is going to do very well. They're already in penny land, so it might. If it starts looking like they're going to get into the dollars, if they keep going up on a steady climb, I'm going to be back in TXTM. I'm going to be back into it. So anyway, enough said. I appreciate you watching my video. Appreciate it. Subscribe and like. It just helps the channel. And again, I don't have enough subscribers. I don't get paid for this. I have a full-time job, so I just do this on the side, and I just like talking about stocks. But I'd love to increase my subscription base. So if you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. If you liked it, if you hit the like button, this will push this stock out for other people, and more people will know about this stock as well. I'm not seeing any videos on this or anybody talk about this that I can recall. I'm not saying nobody's done it. I just can't recall watching anything on this particular stock. So anyway, I'm going to let you folks go. I hope you have a good rest of the week, good profitable week, and remember to keep it real. Don't invest any money you can't afford to lose. Don't keep your lights on. Keep food on the table. Keep a roof over your head. Keep clothes on them children. Don't let them children around naked. No, they're going to get cold. Well, they won't get cold right now because it's been in the 90s this week here in Tennessee. But anyway, yeah, keep it realistic. Okay, don't. This stuff can be a gamble. You don't know what the stocks are going to do. I can say, yeah, this stock's going to do well, but I can't promise you it's going to be $100 in 6 months or 10 years. Or we won't know until we see what kind of interest is in the stock. It depends on the investors. Is what depends, what determines the price of the stock. Okay, keep that in mind when you're investing. That's why these people on Twitter is getting in trouble. You got 75,000 people that's watching your tweets, and you're tweeting about a stock, and you can do one tweet and the stock will go up off one tweet. SEC I don't know, it frowns on that. Especially if you have multi-million shares of the stock and you make a killing off of it. That really upsets the SEC. They call you a pump and dumper. So be careful if you're going to tweet about this stuff. Seriously, be careful about what you say in your tweets. You can't promise what the pro stock is going to go to because you don't know. You really don't know. Nobody knows. You won't know. We just got to sit back and watch it and see where it goes. But I do think this stock has potential. I think it's going to be around. They're doing everything right. They are doing everything right. I mean, they set you up to be an artist. They'll set you up for if you want to sell merch. You know, they're providing a platform for you to stream to and for your fans to come to watch you. So I mean, they've got it. They've got this down pat. So we're going to watch this stock and see where it goes. But anyway, I'm going to hush up. Hope everybody has a good night, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh, my word. Cloudy day, looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.